Welcome back to the Crystal Game Engine series. So if you haven't watched the last video, then go ahead and watch that video first for more information and context. So I've added a logging system to the engine, which I've made some macros to make it easier to log. Here's how that is currently going. So I have a bunch of macros here for different levels of logging. So you can see I have critical, error, warn, info, and trace. And then you can see there's actually a second list of these, and you might be wondering what that's for. So this is like if the app is warning something or, giving you info. And then this is if the crystal core, so the engine itself, is giving you info, warning, or an error. And then here's the implementation of that. So I'm using SPD log for this. So if you look here, this is the entry point of my application. And I initialize the logging system, and then I get the Crystal Game Engine I send a warn initialized logging system, and from the app I send Crystal initialized. So if I run this, you can see that you get from app, so this is app, you get Crystal initialized, and then from core you get initialized logging system. And this is what the application looks like right now. Not very much, but we'll get there. And then if you look at the rest of this code, I have created a pointer to an app using this function crystal create application, and then I tell that pointer to run, which causes a while true loop. It doesn't do anything. It just sits until you close the window. So this, and then it deletes it from the memory. I've also actually been working on an event system for this game engine, and it's not done yet. So there's a bunch of different event types and categories. So window close, window resize, window focus, there's a ton of them. So these are different things that can happen, like the app ticking, the app updating, rendering, depressing, and there's a bunch of different categories which I've not added yet. Right now though, as you can see in this comment, events in Crystal are currently blocking, similar to an interrupt in assembly. So what that means is that it's basically when you press a key on the keyboard, it's just going to stop the whole application and handle that, and then it'll continue, which is obviously not good, because that means if you're doing something and then you click, the whole app is just going to stop until you're done clicking or whatever. So I'll have to fix that later, and that's pretty much it. So I've also added a build system to this project, and I'm using Premake 5, so it generates the solution files for me for Visual Studio, but you could also use it for Xcode and other things. So I have a batch file that does that for me, that generates for me this crystal.solution file for Visual Studio, and then I have this batch file called copy files, which copies the DLL from Crystal. So let's see, bin debug Crystal. So it copies this DLL here, and it puts it right here so that this application runs. And that's pretty much it for this devlog. Show your support by liking and subscribing so you won't miss the next video. And that's it.